This is Irontrader, and this is the last call of the day. So we'll take a look here at Bitcoin, Ethereum, gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas, and we'll take a look at the old indexes. Okay, at the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas, along with the EI report for crude oil. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy any stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, here we have Bitcoin. We have your daily and we have the weekly chart. Now you can see how nice here Bitcoin is just running right into that old 21 SMA here. Okay, so what we have is we have a nice bottoming tail there. We had a bottoming tail here. And look at this 8-day, how nicely it's curling up. Now, the key to this whole situation is going to be right here. It's going to be that 21-day, 94,864. We have to close above that, okay? That's going to be very, very key. Otherwise, we're going to have sideways action. But if we do close above that, then we're going to go to the next level. Is going to be 96,145 level. We'll come to the bottom there. You're looking at 97,905. We'll come to the bottom here, 99,250. And then we'll look to the top of this candle. You're looking at 94,230 level. We'll come to the bottom of this candle right here. You're looking at 101.20 level. And then we can come to the bottom there. You're looking at 102.610. But the really big target is going to be this 200-day at that 103.726. So always go level to level. The key is once we get above that 21-day, that 8-day should cross that and we can push up to that 200 SMA. Now, downside, we want to watch yesterday's high, 92,705, and then we want to watch today's low, 91,405. If we lose that, right here is your key level, 89,362. Now, again, if we lose that level, we'll come down here to the bottom of this candle. We're looking at 86,500 level. We'll come down here, 85,200, and then we have next support is 84,120, and then here's the big boy, 87.50, and that needs to hold. Otherwise, she's going to go lower. Okay, so right now, what you want to trade is 21-day upside. The 8-day on the downside. If you can get this to curl up and push above that 21-day, we have a nice target of that 200 SMA. Okay, that's what we're looking for. So when the futures open today, it's at 6 p.m. Watch today's high. Okay, you're looking at 94,310, the low 91,406, and then always watch that closing number. That's what you're trading against, and then always watch that 21-day. If we get back above it, we have a nice good target at that 200-day. Yes, there's resistance here. Don't get me wrong. But that's your big target right there. Downside, just watch that 8-day. We lose it, we could come all the way down and retest that 80.70. Now, look at here on the old right here. Okay, so on the weekly chart here, what do we got? This is rolling up very nice. High, lower, high, lower, high, lower, high, nice situation. And we're holding that nice 100 SMA. Okay, very, very nicely. Now, you can see how this 8-day crossed over. So that's going to be big time resistance as this is rolling up here, that 99.6 level there. But again, what you always have to look at is too, just because it comes on down, that doesn't mean it can't curl up if we can get that price to smash above it. Okay, so that's going to be very, very key. So just watch all those key levels there. That's going to be very, very key, that 99.659 low. On the downside, it's got to hold this 21-day. If not, we can retest all the way down to this level here, that 74,635 level very, very easily. Okay, and then we also can bring these price channels all the way across until you hit all the way down to the 200-day, or even possibly all the way down here at that 49,365 level. But right now we got a little bit of sideways action, and Bitcoin right now is trading with the overall markets. We're looking very, very nice and green. So again, watch that 21-day. We get above that. There's your big target there on the 200. Now today I traded the BITX. Very, very good trade. That's a 2x leverage fund. You can also do the IBIT. I didn't do any on the short side, BITI, because it just wasn't there. But this was a good short trade right here because we had that topping tail. Then once we lost that low, that was the time to jump right on in, and we had a nice. But you got to know when to get out of it. See, we have that bottoming tail. That doesn't mean it's going to stay there just because it goes at the end of the day. And look at that nice green candle. That was a nice good long again. And then today's another good long. Okay, so look at here. RSI, yeah, you're sitting at 44. Plenty room to run. The green is over your run, shows momentum to the upside. Looking very, very good here. The key is the 21 simple moving average. Okay, let's take a look here now at Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum here looking pretty good. Okay, now look at here. See, we have the downtrending situation, but we had the same thing on the 8-day. Now it's starting to roll right on up here. But again, don't get too excited because it was trying to roll here too, and then it just kind of fell right on off. So it has to go and actually cross that 21-day. That would be very bullish to send that thing up higher, which would be your big target of that 37 to 1. Okay, so now what you want to watch right here really is 31, 39. That's going to be a very, very key level. Then we just work yourself up here. You got 32.26 level. We come up here at that 32.70 level. We work yourself all the way up here at that 33.76, and then we have 34.12 level. We work yourself all the way up here to 35.14. Then we can come all the way up here to that 3670 level, but that's your big target. It's going to be that 50 SMA. But you got to close above that 21 day. You can't just be sitting right at it. You got to close above that. Then we have the nice good targets. Downside here, well, right now that resistance of the 200 day is now support. 3077. Next level right below that is going to be that 8 day at 2962. Then we can just venture right on down here. If we lose that 2889 level, we come down here 2855. We'll come to yesterday's low 2790, and then we have 2728. Big retest down here at that 2627 level. Okay, but right now, watch that 21 day. Watch that 200 day and watch that 8 day. Okay, we crack above it. We got nice big targets. We crack below it. You have to hold that 8 day. Okay, otherwise this could just go sideways, kind of an action. Now, 45, 46, hell, I've got plenty of room to run. The green is over your red, looking very, very good. Now, we look at this weekly chart here. This is actually looking pretty good, except for that 8 day. See how that's coming down? But that doesn't mean it can't come down and right back up again. But right now here, we're here by Friday. You really want to hold that 3,076. And we want to hold that 3,095 because right now the price is above it on a weekly basis. So always look at that by Friday once we start on this on a weekly chart. But right now we're holding it very nice. We start losing all this here. We lose that 2627. Here's your target all the way down here at that 2460. Okay, let's take a look here now at gold and silver. All right, here we have gold, here we have silver. Now not looking really too bad at all. But again, see how we have this cup and we have this handle. Okay, so right now we made that high of 42.99, but realistically, this is what you want to watch right here, 42.50. Okay, we want to get and close back above that. If we do, then we go to that 42.99. Then we can come up here to that 43.46, and then your 43.98. You crack that, you're going to 4,500 very easily. Okay, downside right there. Okay, 41.95, your 28 day, your 21 day, and then we have your 50 day all right there. We lose that right here, 39.35. We lose that right here, 39.01. Now, you can see here how nice uptrending this chart is getting, okay? But we also have that cup and handle. The key is being closing above that 42.50 and a closing above this. Once we get that, then we have an easy shot at 43.98. Now, 62, that's not overbought, oversold. The green is over your red, looking very, very nice here. Again, I took no trade in this. I'm waiting patiently. Give me a close above that 42.50, 42.99. Then I jump into GLD and we take it there, and then we see what the reaction is once we get there. All right, silver. Okay, another thing, I did not take no trade there today on the SLV. I'm waiting here. We hit 59.65. I'm looking for that 60 flat. So when you say 60 flat, a lot of times you say, oh, okay, well, a lot of times it doesn't even get there. It goes like 59.65, or it can go like 59.80, 59.90, something like that. But the odds of that going right to the 60 are very good. But why you want to watch 60 is once you close above 60, then you head to that next level, like what natural gas is doing. You know, that's over the 5 mark. Now you can head up higher. So this would head up to 61, 62, and head towards that 65 mark very, very easily. Okay. Now on the downside here, you want to watch today's low, 58.21. Watch the bottom here at 59.32 level. Then we want to come right here to this 55 flat. That's your 8 day. Now, a little sideways consolidation wouldn't be bad. Let that 8 day catch up, that 21 day catch up very, very nicely. Okay. So right now we just have the sideways consolidation. The strong stock, our commodity here is very, very strong. We got a little bit, got an overbought situation there, but see, we're overbought again, but that doesn't mean we can't stay. Okay, look how long that stayed there when you look at this square right there. Okay, now green is over your red, looking very, very good. So right now, I'm just patiently waiting a close over 60. I'm all in on the GLD. SLV on silver and GLD on the gold if we get back above that 42.99 level and that 42.50. Okay. Now let's take a look here at crude oil. Okay, here we have crude oil. Now you can see here, it's pretty much the same old song, okay? I've been singing it here now for how many days, okay? 50 days, strong, 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 strong. So far we can't get through, okay? So this 50 days is everything. Let's just simplify it. You have to get back and close above that 60.16. Then we can hit the price channel, okay? Then we can hit the 100-day. Then we can hit the 200-day. Then we can hit the top of the candle, 54, 65.40, and then we can hit 66.42 level. Okay, but right now what you want to watch is watch that 21 day. Very, very key. Today we look like we popped through it, but you notice that it couldn't close above it here so far. Okay, so let's watch the futures tonight, and then watch that 59.29, and then the key level is going to be watching that 50 day at 60.16. Downside, this 8 days everything. Okay, so it's got to hold that, and so far it is holding it. So as long as we hold that, if we lose it, Then we come by to yesterday's low. We're looking at 58.28 level. Come down to the bottom here, 57.66, and then we come right here at that 57.10. We lose that. We have the same thing, 56.35, and then we come down here at 55.96. Right now, we just have this sideways action, but the simple moving averages are holding us nicely. So right there, just watch that 8-day on the downside. We lose it. We could retest that 57.10. The 21-day, okay, we crack above it, then we're going to head right for that 50-day, and then we have to see what the reaction is. Does it blast through, or does it be just like we had here in the past? Now, pretty much right in the center, not telling us really a whole lot. Again, this is just for me as a trader's market, UCO for the long, SCO for the short, until we bust above that 50-day, take a long, or if we break above that 8-day, take a big time short, come down and retest that 57.10. Okay, take a look now at natural gas. All right, here we have natural gas. Now you can see here how we broke out that 5 level. Okay, see that's always critical where you break out that flat number. Then we can go higher. So we have this 503. Now let's look at the downside here first. Okay, so it's got to hold this 490. That's going to be very key. If we lose that 490 level, then what we do is we can come right down here to yesterday's low at that 480, and then we come down to the bottom here at that 475, and then we have your 8-day sitting right there at that 472. Okay, so right now your price is above all your simple moving averages. Very, very nice. Now, upside, as long as we hold that 5 mark, we're looking pretty good. Okay, so 503 is the high. What is your next level? We just come right to the left of the chart here. See this? Right there. Okay, 536. That is going to be your next upside target if it keeps running. Okay, then we go right above that. When we come up here to the bottom, looking at 561. Okay, we come down here at 572 level. Okay, we'll come down here looking at 622, and then we can come marching right over here to 627 level. Then we can come all the way up here. You're looking at 710, march it up there for 742, and then we have 760. But right now, what we're watching is, if it keeps running up here, is going to be that 536 level there on the upside. Okay, again, on the downside, just watch that 490 level. Very, very key. And then watch that 8-day. That's going to be very critical. Right now, we're rolling up. But again, keep rolling. 536 is your next target. Okay, let's take a look here now at the indexes. Okay, the indexes look very, very good. Okay, so look at here. See, we came all the way down, held the 100-day, and now look at here, all the way up. So downside, right there's your support, your 8-day. Next support, your 21-day. Next support, your 50-day. Next support, if we lose it, is your 21-day. Okay, then we have your retest at 45,728. Okay, now upside here, we made this high so far of 47,969. What we're looking for next is right here, 48.40. Okay, we get above that, we're going to come right to the top of that candle at that 48,233, and then 48,431. That is your retest. Then we got to see what the reaction is. It cracks above that, you got a 48,500, and you can march it all the way up to 49,000. We don't know where it's going to kind of go, but again, we put a trend line up here. You're probably definitely looking for that 49,000 very, very easily. Okay, so be very, very patient with this. Just look to the left of the chart. That's your next resistance, and then look for that retest. Downside, just watch the 8-day, watch the 21-day, watch that 50-day. Right now, we're in a very, very good position because look at this RSI, 60, plenty of room to run. The green is over your red, shows momentum to the upside. This was your buying opportunity because I always say if it loses the 8, watch the 21-day, you lose that, watch the 50-day, then eventually it gets hung up on one of these and it hang up right there on the 100-day. Okay, same way with this. Now, today we hit this high, 68.62. What we're looking for is right here. Okay, right there, 68.69. That's what you're looking at. That's next. Then we'll come up top of this candle here. You're looking at 68.82, and then we have 69.11, and then 69.20. That's your breakout. Okay, we crack that, you're going to 7,000, just like that. Downside, just one right here. Watch the 8-day. Okay, watch the 21-day. Watch the 50-day. That's all you got to do. Okay, that's all your support level. We lose that, boom, you're going to come right down and retest that 100-day. Okay, right here, plenty of room to run. Green over your red, looking very, very good. Now, right here is a little bit of a lagger. Okay, now it's my favorite trade because I trade TQQs. Okay, that's a really, really good trade that has a nice basket of all the good stuff that everybody wants. Your NVIDIA, Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, Apple. But if one or two like that, isn't doing too good, the other ones pick up the slack very, very nicely. So what we're watching is the top of that candle. Okay, 23,560, 526. That's yesterday's high. Then we'll come up to here. You're looking at 23,564. But right here is what you're looking for is at 23,644. There's your gap. And then look to the bottom of this candle right there, okay? That's 764. There's your fill, okay? So your gap, your fill. Once we start cracking that, boom, 24.19. You crack that, you can go 24.1, 24.2. You can hit all the way to 25,000. Very, very easy. Now, right here, plenty of room to run. Looking very, very good. Green over your red. Very, very bullish. I don't see anything that's not bullish about all these charts. You look at the RSI, you look at the MACD, you look at all the simple moving averages, the price is above everything. All we're doing is looking now here for these big retests of the highs, and then what the reaction is once you get there. Okay, that's all I got for you. I'll be back here tomorrow morning, and we'll do it all over again. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.